If you're interested and you're here and you're interested in being part of our BOW committee, our Beyond Our Walls committee, uh, we need more digital docents, and we also, anybody who is technically inclined can join in and do it from home. So we'll love to have you. Just let us know after the service. If you're joining us on our virtual platforms, you will see information and links that will appear in the comments, and the other information is also in the e-news. If you're joining us here in person, most of the prayers you need will be in the handouts. You have a handout that has the prayers in Hebrew and in transliteration, and also a separate handout with information that was also in your e-news. If you need any help, and I know some of you at home have been using that, we have a technical assistance line. It's 913-303-1134. You can text that number and get help reconnecting. The problem earlier was ours, so that's why you couldn't see us, but I think we're back on. So welcome, everybody. It's wonderful to be in this space, and the weather can be any better, maybe a little cooler, but in a very
You know what?
soft
Compared to some of the
breeze.
other ones this past year where we sat outside, this is fantastic.
We have our own personal breeze behind us, so we are all set.
If the first number is not a 9, we win. Thank you so much.
We welcome Shabbat together. Bless us, O God, with Shabbat peace and serenity. We are grateful, O God, for this heritage of Shabbat and for the companionship of those with whom we have gathered. May our coming together help us to banish worry and anxiety and enable us to share a moment of true Shabbat joy. On this Shabbat evening, we lift our spirits and our voices, asking for the blessings of friendship and of peace. We join together on the first page of our prayer card for Baruch Hu, and if you're able, please stand and we will face east, which is that way.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. We continue together with the Shema is on that same page, and immediately after that, Ve'ahavta.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך
והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמת.
We will continue our voices in song in just a moment with our Mi Chamocha, our song of freedom. But before that, I was thinking about how much outside is a freedom. We think about summertime, and when the weather starts with an 8 as opposed to a 9, it's a beautiful time to be outside and be free from all of the things that usually keep us encumbered. And especially this year, we think about the freedom to be outside is especially, I think, especially valuable and especially warranted and loved. So outside means being able to be together. So we sing the words of our people when our people were together and free outside of the bonds of slavery.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה מלך, נורא תהילות עושה מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, פוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ועמלו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יא לי 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 לי, יא לי 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 לי, יא לי 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 לי, יא לי 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 לי. Ashkivenu, help us, O God, to lie down. May we so live that we can face the whole world with serenity. May we lie down in peace tonight and awaken tomorrow to a richer and fuller life. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai, guard us from all harmful things. O Adonai, keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake the morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 6 days a week we wrestle with the world, but on Shabbat we especially care for the seed of eternity planted in our souls.
ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש.
We'll continue in just a moment with our Amidah, our central prayer, our standing prayer. And this evening we will sing together from the bottom of page 2 and on your prayer card through the middle of page 3, the one that says Kiddushah. So I invite you to rise as we turn once again to face east.
Ananana שפתי תפתח, ananana ופי יגיד תהילתך, ananana אדוני, ananana שפתי תפתח, ananana ופי יגיד תהילתך, ananana אדוני, ananana שפתי תפתח, ananana ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך על גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים, אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue with Shalom Rav, our blessing, asking God for peace upon us and upon all the world.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Ata Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Ata Tasim Leolam. Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki Ata Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Ata Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Ata Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amecha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Ata Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Ata Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
You may be seated.
Oh, I was going to do it now. All right. At this point in our service, our thoughts turn to those who could benefit from a prayer for healing. It could be a healing of mind, healing of body, healing of spirit. For those of you at home, you have links to our Misha Beirach list. If you are on Facebook, it's in the chat box, and if you are on our virtual sanctuary, it was in your e-news. But for those of you here, we invite you to share the names out loud of your friends and loved ones, those who could benefit from a prayer for healing. So if you have a name to share, please do so out loud at this time. And on their behalf, we sing together the words of our Misha Beirach for healing.
Find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBeracha Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
It's now time for our Simcha moment. If you are so moved, we invite you to share a Simcha, a joy from this past week. For those of you in our streaming services, we invite you to type the Simcha in the comment line, and it may include a birthday, anniversary, good news, and accomplishments of all and any kind, just with a few words, and then click Enter. And those of you who are here in person, we don't have enough microphones to do everything, so we're going to help so everybody can hear you. If you have a simcha, we invite you to stand and you tell us the simcha, and we'll try to repeat them for everybody to hear. And I don't know, you may even be on camera. I'm not sure if we are able to do all that. So, my assistant is out there collecting a simcha.
Peter's birthday on Monday. Peter
Thank
Peiser.
you. I think we have another one over here. Thank you.
56th anniversary, I'm assuming, of wedding.
Yes, mazel tov. Woo.
Hello, precious. Two children leaving for camp. Hallelujah.
You're anticipating the simcha.
Carol is having company tomorrow, which enables her to clean off her dining room table. He hasn't swallowed a bug yet. I appreciate that. That's really a bigger deal than you think it is out here.
I've got one. I've got one. So many of you may have seen this on Facebook, but my little guy got his first haircut today. Oh, yeah. Woohoo. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll show you a picture if you want.
Thank you.
Good job, Leslie.
Thank you.
I feel a little
Anybody
bit like
else?
Juice Newton.
We're doing things slightly different this evening. And first, I want to share a few words with you about leadership, since tonight we are also installing our new board. And I think one of our members of the board wanted to know if the installation was going to be painful because of over here. No, it will not be. It will be painless. Howard, thank you for asking. Dr. Erica Brown, who is the author of many books about the intersection of leadership, biblical studies, and spirituality, teaches the following, quote, "The need to keep moving to allow oneself to be changed by the propulsion of a journey is integral to the Jewish soul and spirit. Travel is the first act of the first Jew. God said to Abraham, 'Get up and go out of your country, from your family and from your father's house to the land that I will show you. Go and keep going.'" The idea of life as a journey is dear to our people as well as to our tradition. From Abraham and Sarah to Moses and the generation of the wilderness, Judaism has taught that we must learn valuable lessons from our life's journeys, because the journey is as important as the destination. Even if part of that journey is an exile in the wilderness, there is value in making that pilgrimage. For many of us, this global pandemic has felt like a time in the wilderness, a temporary exile to our own private spaces, away from our family, our friends, and our community. Honestly, when it all started back in March, I thought that it was going to be much shorter and that we were going to see a clear end to the pandemic, that we would know with some degree of certainty that it was over. I am not sure now. It seems more likely that we will continue to live in a pandemic-aware time, always a bit in the wilderness, living with uncertainty about what the future may hold. Living in such times is not an easy task, as it is leading a synagogue in those times. The staff of our congregation, together with our lay leaders and volunteers, learned pretty quickly how challenging these times could be. On this Shabbat, we show appreciation to our new board, and it is also a moment to celebrate a true simcha in the life of our congregational family. Before I call them up, I would like to share with them and with all of you some of the lessons we can learn from our ancestors who lived in the wilderness, literally, for 40 years. Last Shabbat, we concluded the reading of the book of Dvarim, the book of Bemidbar, which literally means in the wilderness of Sinai. It's Numbers in English. And with it, the story of the 40 years of wandering in the desert came to an end. So the last book of the Torah, Dvarim, Deuteronomy, really takes place in one day, if you can believe it, in one place. At this point in our sacred history, we look back at the years in the wilderness and can see how our ancestors too had to lead the people in uncertain times. They too had challenges, they too had failures and a few successes. But in the end, they were able to overcome obstacles and find a way to keep moving forward toward the promised land. There is no doubt in my mind that the pandemic, even today, represents a considerable obstacle for organizations such as our Kehillah Kedosha, our holy community, who depend so much on face-to-face personal connections. Virtual encounters have proven to be both an obstacle and an opportunity for synagogues and congregants across the globe. But the future is not all virtual. The lessons of this generation of the wilderness are important to us as they've ever been. Dr. Erica Brown surmises the important lessons that today's leaders can learn from our ancestors sojourning in the wilderness as follows, quote, "Discover yourself in the wilderness of a future you know not. Go outside to go inside. Grow where the wild things are. Leave the past and discover God. Limit the complaints. Learn to lead others in the wilderness by organizing chaos. Be flexible enough to ride the chaos when all attempts at organization fail. Have contingency plans. Do not try to lead alone. Learn to trust yourselves and others in situations of uncertainty, and do not, under any circumstances, give up. You will get there." I know that each one of our lay leaders has stepped up and joined our board because they are convinced that the obstacles we have faced and that we will face can be overcome. The lessons I offer our leaders today are also lessons that each of us can use to nurture our souls and help us go through life in this time of pandemic. Whether we lead or not, we must not give up, but discover ourselves in the future. As we gather to install our lay leaders, I pray that we remember that the difficulties in our journey only highlight the need to be rooted, to come home. Now more than ever, our congregation can aspire to shape our future into the spiritual home that we long to reach for ourselves and for those around us. Together, may we reach that home. Would like to now invite all the members of our Board of Trustees, both officers and members who are present. Join me up on the bima. I'm gonna try to fit you here so everybody can see you at home. So come forward now. I'm going to come down here so you can all see our entire board who is here. Holy One of blessings, bestow your blessing on these leaders who have been elected to serve our congregation. Instill in them with insight and understanding, perseverance as well as patience. Inspire them to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations, even as they watch over its daily deeds. Oh God, we are thankful for the dedication of and the giving spirit that bring these women and men before you, prepared to devote their energies to your service and to the benefit of us all. Grant success to their endeavor and help them to lead us in the pursuit of our sacred mission. We now invoke upon you the ancient blessings of our tradition. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'ishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Isa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. And together we say, Amen. So we now gather all the simchas that we have shared on this wonderful Erev Shabbat, this evening outdoors and at home. We offer a prayer. Divine source of blessing, we thank you for everything that enriches our lives. And we turn to you now with gratitude as we share in the happiness of those who have marked their birthday, anniversary, good news, and accomplishments. Adonai, be with them now and always. May they be blessed with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow, and with much health and happiness now and always. So we honor each one of you for the gifts that you bring to our sacred community. Together we join our voices in a song of blessing marking this sacred occasion.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Mazel tov, congratulations. Thank you, everybody. You can go back to your seats. Yep.
It's cool here. Oh, go ahead. Go right ahead. Thank you.
On page number 4 of our prayer card, we invite you to rise and join us for Aleinu Leshabeach. Page number 4 is in the middle of the page.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please remain standing. We will continue in just a moment on that same page, page 4. Eternal God, who sends consolation to all sorrowing hearts, we turn to you for solace in this our trying hour. Though bowed and grieved at the passing of our loved ones, we reaffirm our faith in you. Help us, Adonai, to rise above our sorrow and face the trials of life with courage. Give us insight in this hour of grief, so that from the depth of our own suffering may come to a deepened sympathy for all who are bereaved. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of the Shoah whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As a congregation, we have heard of the passing of Marcia Lynn Yates Roberts, mother and mother-in-law of Darcy and Daniel Hill, and grandmother of Harrison and Hunter. And on this Shabbat, we remember the following yortzites of members of our congregation: Evelyn Beckerman, Ronald Baer, Theodore Bloom, Blake Ephraim, Harvey A. Flax, Walter Frank, Ronald Freed, Eddie Hamowitz, Frank Schaffren, Radine Shaw, Irma Schneiderson, Lani Solomon, Gabe Spector, Marion Stock, Barbara Levin Thompson, Anita Waxman, Michael Bernard Waxman, Lillian Willis. Zichronam livracha, may the memories be for a blessing. On page number 4, together we join in Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דא אמירם ועלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. You may be seated. How are we doing? Are you feeling any drops of water out there? No, all right. Not yet. Special thank you to our wonderful worship team, Leslie Zucker, Rabbi Kleiman, Larry Meyer, and also, Larry's our new board president, so he's doing a lot already. And Mazel Tov to our 5781-82 board. Our celebration of Shabbat continues tomorrow morning with Sichat Shabbat, our Shabbat conversation at 9 a.m. That's multi-access here in person and on Zoom, followed by our Shabbat morning service at 10:30 a.m. That is also multi-access. It will be inside. Leslie?
This Tuesday, July 20th, is the next song session, and that is multi-access. So if you want to come sing with us in person, you can come in the sanctuary, and I might have sweet-talked some people to come play some instruments, so it is going to be a fun time for all. That's 7 o'clock Central, here in person or on our virtual platforms. Remember your fobs so that you can get in the building, because I'll be in there singing. I cannot come let you in. This Wednesday, July 21st, then, you can come back to the building and give blood. We have not had a blood drive in so long, and I'm so thrilled we're doing that. To learn more and to register to donate, please see the graphic that is physically on the welcome table or virtually via the Facebook comments. And I think it was also in the e-news. There are so many ways to sign up. And if you can't find any of those, email us and we'll send it to you.
Join us for the rededication of Calvary Temple Baptist Church. It's next Sunday, the 25th of July at 3 p.m. at the church. And I am honored to be sharing special greetings with everybody who will be there in attendance. We invite you to come, but we also need you to complete the Google form to let us know that you will be joining us. You can do that physically. There is a QR code somewhere in the welcoming table, also on Facebook comments, and I'm sure we have links everywhere you want to do that. And Aviva Simons can help you find all those things. And finally, join us for our on our left, to my left, over here. Oh, I see it already for
Right by
our
Debbie.
oneg after our closing song. Special thanks to the staff of our congregation for sponsoring tonight oneg in honor of the installation of our new board. Mazel tov. And Rabbi Kleiman, you want more?
Yes, so we have a wonderful evening set up for our incoming young people. So anybody, I would say 12th grade and younger, if you want to join in Gaga afterwards. We are celebrating National Ice Cream Month.
Woohoo!
So we have ice cream for our young people who are going to stay and play Gaga and be happy to be outside and be together this evening. So I look forward to Mr. Zach and I look forward to some Gaga over there with you soon.
On page number 3, at the bottom of the page, you can find the words for Oseh Shalom if you need them. If not, we invite you to stand if you're able and join us and sing together our closing song, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Uya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshei Tevel, Ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Uya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Uya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Take care of each other out there. Mwah.